We are leaving the cold atmosphere of winter behind and we are now approaching spring. Finally, we can breathe some vitamin D for once. Gosh, yes, the days are getting a little bit warmer, but it still doesn't beat summer. Summer will always be superior, but nevertheless, students from South and North America are having it nice over there. They are having a proper season to look forward to on the school break. I would describe spring as a summer wannabe. Like spring just gets jealous of summer and wants to be summer so bad, but it ultimately fails. Spring is basically a warm-up summer, but nevertheless, it's still a break from school. And who doesn't like a break from school? I mean, we all do. So let's go over the types of people on spring break. Meet the party animal. The party animal student during spring break is a walking, talking hurricane of chaos. And they treat the entire week like it's a full contact sport where the only goal is to maximize fun and minimize sleep. From the moment they arrive to the event, they make it very clear that they're here to party harder than anyone else. They own sunglasses that never leave their face, even indoors, at night, and probably even in the shower. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they have their sunglasses in the shower. And they stride around with an over-the-top energy that seems impossible to sustain, but somehow lasts until at least a day or two before completely burning them out. Their daily schedule is a bizarre mix of naps, pre-party rituals, spontaneous bar runs, and relentless hype speeches, punctuated by moments of shouting, "Let's go!" at situations that don't require yelling. They also have a talent for attracting drama for some reason, and they always tend to lose their shoes and forget where they put their phone or where they put their keys, and they always turn simple decisions into high-stakes events. Their friends always have to look after them after every single night. And the way they be limping after the night, you'll think that they got knocked out by the greatest WWE champion of the world or something. Throughout the week, they are the first to suggest a new adventure, the first to start dancing at a crowded club, and the first to encourage a group chat in situations where nobody asked for one. Yet they are also the first to collapse into exhaustion somewhere between the beach and a hotel lobby, still clutching into their spirit drink like it's a life raft. Despite all the chaos, exhaustion, and occasional embarrassment, the party animal student is somehow the life of the trip, because without their endless energy, loud declarations, and wildly unnecessary dramatics, spring break will be nothing without them. Next, meet the dudes who spend all of their spring breaks trying to date girls. Like literally, that's their only purpose on that spring break. They treat their entire week like it's some kind of speedrun dating competition where the goal is to talk to as many people as possible. And during a function, they're always trying to go for the drunk girls to increase their chances of actually scoring, but it's kind of corny if you ask me. Most of them are typically dreadheads or dudes with buzz cuts. They're always shirtless as they trained all year for this very moment. And they have their earrings on, they have their eyebrow slits, and they're ready to scout for any prey coming through. Like they are ready to score goals like Cristiano Ronaldo. The moment they arrive at the destination, they immediately start scanning every beach, restaurant, pool, and club area. Like they're conducting a very serious social investigation. They are constantly pointing out people to their friends, and once their friends give them the green light, they have a sudden burst of confidence that normally doesn't exist during the school year. Then they walk up to the strangers with extremely rehearsed opening lines that they clearly practice in their head beforehand and say stupid pickup lines like, "Hey, excuse me, I'm lost. Can you give me the directions to your heart, please?" Like it's those cheesy pickup lines that they always do that somehow works or sometimes just fumbles. Throughout the trip, they spend an impressive amount of time adjusting their hair, fixing their outfits, and asking their friends if they look good before approaching someone, only to return 10 minutes later either celebrating like they just won the championship or pretending the conversation didn't even happen. They're constantly suggesting to go to crowded places specifically because apparently according to them, there'll be a lot of people there, so there'll be a lot of opportunities. And then when they do go to the locations with high opportunity, they always acquire a 99.9% failure rate. All of that work for nothing. What a shame. By the end of the spring break, they usually have a few brief conversations, maybe exchange a couple of social media handles, and a long list of stories about almost successful attempts. Even though their friends know how they spent their entire week treating the trip like a very chaotic dating experiment. Next, allow me to introduce to you the student who always spends spring break entirely indoors at home. Because while everyone else is traveling, partying, or pretending they discovered themselves on some tropical coastline, this person has quietly committed to doing absolutely nothing outside their house for the entire break. When spring break first starts, they tell themselves they'll use their time productively, maybe catch up on hobbies, clean their room, or finally start playing their piano that's been catching dust for years. But within about 2 days, their schedule completely collapses and their break turns into a long stretch of sleeping at 4 a.m., staying in pajamas all day, playing video games, and slowly losing track of what day even is. Their routine becomes waking up at noon, grabbing random Lay's crisps from the kitchen, and immediately sitting down at their computer or on the couch where they proceed to spend hours scrolling through social media, watching other students post beach pictures and party videos while they remain perfectly stationary. They rarely leave their house unless it's absolutely necessary, and even simple tasks suddenly feel like too much effort when the comfort of their room, their phone, and stable Wi-Fi are right there. In fact, the most exposure to sunlight they get is from their artificial light bulb they have in their room, where they endlessly rotten. You ask them how spring is going, and they recite in this called brain rot slang. You ask them to come outside for once and hang out, and they still refuse to come outside because apparently they're busy running errands as a mod in their Reddit servers. As the week goes on, their sleep schedule slowly drifts into chaos, binge watching Jujutsu Kaisen or falling down endless internet rabbit holes in their computer monitors because they have nothing better to do. These events are literally the highlight of their days during spring break. Their screen time is probably 100 hours, and that's only on their phone. By the end of spring break, they may not even have the capacity to even come to school normally and function like a normal person in society. Next is the student who works on spring break. The students who have to work during spring break are living in a completely different reality from everyone else. Because while their classmates are posting beach photos, pool parties, and sunset selfies all week, they are waking up early to clock in like it's any other normal workday. These students usually start the break with a brief moment of optimism, where they tell themselves it won't be that bad. But that illusion disappears the moment they open social media and see 20 different people they know relaxing somewhere warm while they are putting on a work uniform. The entire spring break routine becomes painfully predictable. Wake up, get ready, commute to work, deal with annoying customers or tasks for several hours, then come home tired knowing they have to do the exact same thing the next day. Throughout the week, they develop a special kind of bitterness towards every coworker or customer who casually ask, "So did you do anything fun for spring break?" Because the honest answer is that they spend most of it behind a counter, stocking shelves, answering emails, or dealing with general chaos of the workplace that does not care about college schedules. They also tend to become the designated person who listens to everyone else's vacation stories when school starts again. They're out here sitting there nodding politely while people describe their beach trips and late night adventures, even though their own highlight of the week might have been getting an extra hour of sleep during a shift. Despite all of this, the working student usually shrugs it off because they know they're making money while everyone else is draining their bank accounts. But there's still a tiny voice in the back of their mind wondering what it would feel like to have one spring break where they didn't have to work all the time. Now there's more. Let's talk about the influencer during spring break. The influencer student during spring break treats the entire trip less like a vacation and more like a full-time content production schedule, because in their mind, every single moment must be documented, optimized, and posted for maximum engagement. The moment the spring break begins, they're already planning what kind of content they want to capture, talking about things like aesthetic beach poses, Fort Lauderdale travel vlogs, Cancun shenanigans, and spring break photo dumps, as if they're managing a small media company instead of just hanging out with friends. Throughout their trip, they constantly have their phone out recording clips, adjusting camera angles, or asking someone to hold their camera while they redo the same walk in the sand multiple times so it looks more natural on video. They can't even enjoy their spring break. All they care about is recording videos. It's almost them having a thing of narrating normal activities like they're hosting a vlog, explaining where they're going, what they're eating, and how amazing their experience is. Even though everyone standing next to them is just trying to enjoy the moment without a camera being pointed at them while they're vlogging. Meals take longer because the food has to be photographed first. Outings take longer because they want multiple shots from different platforms. And conversation often get interrupted because they suddenly need to capture one quick video before the lighting changes. They're also constantly checking your phone to see how posts are performing, refreshing likes, reading comments, and discussing things like engagement or algorithms, while the rest of the groups is just trying to relax. Like, I'll be honest, I'm a YouTuber, so I can see why they do it, but if I was trying to enjoy spring break, then I'm just trying to enjoy spring break. I'm not just trying to be out here to record everything and document every part of their break. I'm just trying to enjoy it. So they just enjoy it, please. Like, the people with the cameras are the most annoying type of people, in my opinion. Nobody cares. Just enjoy the holiday. Anyways, I hope you guys have a lovely spring break. Remember to go outside and form some memories in your brain because you would thank yourself for it.